Yo guys, Theo here on Common Sense. Where to start with a video like this? Let's just make it in accordance with the topic of the video. Let's not try to make the video be a certain way. Let's just let it be what it ends up being. We live in very confusing times. The technological advancements of our society have just happened so fast that we haven't really had time to talk about it. Like, was it Terence McKenna that said, things are gonna keep getting weirder until they're so weird we're just gonna have to talk about them? I think we're there, but I also think there's this polarization, the weirder our society becomes, the deeper certain people go into the matrix, while some of us just is like, we're starting like, this is fucking strange. It's like this, what's going on? What is all of this, Like, do I have to talk about, technology, social media, or smartphones, that we have these things on us, this little thing with a screen, and just access to just everything at all times, the AI, sex robots, just something that comes to mind. Some older guy was on me in my comments on whatever video this summer that I should get a sex robot, because I don't even know, but things are fucking strange, and I think we all suffer from a sort of good enough or not enough trauma, like it sure won't help if you had high pressure on you growing up from your parents or just closest caregivers to perform, that if you perform, that's how you're good, and if you don't perform, you're not good at all. But I think with this social media and all the messages that get thrown at all of us, I think all of us feel like we should be doing more, we should have more. I'm behind. Why am I behind? Why do I don't have what I want? I need to be doing more. I need to just hustle, produce, do more, And that is great, that's part of life. Like, especially for us men, to create and give to the world. That's our purpose, but not all the time, right? Not at all times. That just cannot be the case. I start thinking about a meme I saw recently. The point was kind of like driving to my job to work so that I get money, so that I can buy gas, so I can drive to the work again. Do you see my point? Is this really the point of our existence? Just work for the sake of working, work so I can keep working, I mean, what I want to say is that I think there's more to life than just work, producing, reaching goals, that I probably put in a title, right? Of course we want to do that, but that's not all there is to it. It's not all about doing and achieving and accomplishing, being productive all the time, both as in there should be an aspect of life that's actually quite enjoyable. Just, things are actually, me and things are actually good enough. I'll just enjoy stillness a bit. This society is completely disconnected from nature and stillness, It's always this do. If it's not do something productive, it's just be stimulated, Like, never just be. But what I want to say is that apart from it, this supposed to be, you shouldn't feel like you're not doing enough when you're just taking a chill every once in a while, That's actually necessary in order to be doing more, Like, you literally cannot be doing at all times. Like, Think of the thing like sleep. You're going to have to sleep at some point. You can keep cutting away at it, but at some point you would just pass out. You literally cannot do at all times. So the being, the just chilling, the charging batteries, that's also something that needs to happen. And I think again, we're so disconnected from our nature. Nature has seasons. Look at this. Like, it doesn't look very wintry now, but it looks more like fall, just visually. But as I'm recording this, it's February, right? And I realized that this time of year in Sweden, I always feel quite tired, because here we of course have a very intense winter season. It was very cold in February. It's at the end now. It's been a bit warmer, and of course it's very dark here. And just look at what nature is like then. There is just a lot less going on. Things are just more like, literally, animals, some go into hibernation, you know, I don't have all the language for these things, but the trees, the flowers and stuff, they wither. You know, they're not growing right now. Like some things, like the moss or whatever it's called. Let's not get confused by words here. But the point is, we're really part of nature, just like everything else. But society does not operate accordingly at all. It's only that you're supposed to do as much all the time. You know, there's zero respect for a thing like, maybe just like the nature around us here has seasons, maybe you do as well. Maybe you're not supposed to be producing and doing and accomplishing so fucking much at all times. It's exactly the same at all times throughout the year, right? And, you know, I'm talking about this because it's something I struggle with. You know, both carry with me from my childhood. I need to perform. I'm not good if I don't accomplish things. The expectation is to be the best at all times, you know. But as everyone, I think we all have gotten these kinds of messages, you know, you gotta be successful, you gotta grind, you gotta have more, you gotta do more. Hustle, grind, accomplish, produce. And you know, it's difficult in a sense, because I know this sort of messaging is something that some people expect from me also, to be the one. It's like, you know, be relentless, be delusional, these kinds of mindset videos that I do. And it's a complex message, you know, because it's not that doesn't go at all. Sometimes it's, you know, you don't have a choice. You just have to step up your game. You have to be tired. You have to feel like you're failing, or just try with all your might to get something. At certain times, that's it. But I guess what I want to, because I'm realizing it more and more myself, is that it cannot be like that all the time. What do I want to take for example here? Well, you know, I'm someone that's an entrepreneur, and many times, you know, there's many upsides to that, you know, you get to create your sort of own job, you might be working with your passion, you know, and a lot of that is like great. You know, when things are just going your way, it's amazing, you know, it doesn't even feel like work, right? But there's also a lot of, you know, there's always a flip side, right? There's a lot more responsibility. Like when things aren't happening, you cannot just blame your boss or something. You are the boss. You're responsible for everything, you know, and you feel the heaviness of like, shit, I gotta get shit done. And I've just seen that at any time I find myself feeling like I'm not doing enough. I need to be doing more, you know. That's always at a point when it hasn't really been the time to do more, you know. There's a natural, like, let me tell you right now, for instance, I'm working on some things like behind the scenes, you know, related to Uncommon Sense and what I do, but not on YouTube or social media or anything, right? And I put off time to do this, and many times I feel like I need to get a lot done now during these hours, and I'm really super tired right now. Like I'm telling you, I noticed that's something that often happens to me this time of the year, you know. And instead of like listening to that and being like, maybe it's not the time to fucking hustle 100%, sit and grind, expect that to happen, you know. Maybe listen to little Theo here. Clearly, the problem isn't, you know, if someone is tired, the problem isn't that they're not working hard enough. The problem is that they're not resting enough, right? And I can just see that it's such a waste when you get stuck in this need to be producing, need to be active, need to be accomplishing at all times. It's a double waste, because at least in my case, I cannot, when I am that tired, it's not that I cannot do anything, but I cannot do what I can do at my like most performative, at my most energetic, you know. So, but instead of resting, you spend all this energy just beating yourself up like you're a fucking slave owner of yourself. Like, what are you doing? You should be working harder. You're failing. You know. And I can see looking back, because I've had these different points, like in life in general, but if we're taking work as the example now, every time I've embraced that, okay, maybe this is not the time to be pushing hard. Let's actually chill. Just do, even some things that are a bit boring, you know, but just take it chill. Even, like right now, I went out quite deeper than usual here, just to get a bit of space, a little bit more nature, you know. But even also, not focus on like what is productive, what is work right now. Maybe focus on some things that kind of, you know, are good for your soul. Spend more times with friends and family, or whatever that thing would be for you. Looking back, every time I found myself at a spot when I feel like I need to be doing more, you know, and I finally let go of that. That's always when I've given space to get more energy, and I actually end up doing. Because do you know that I feel a lot of pressure to put out videos for you guys, like both for my own sake. It's like you build up this, I have this thing now, I wouldn't want to lose it, I gotta be consistent with it, but also like some people, some people really, need you, like really need the messages in your videos, and I gotta deliver for you. When you put all this pressure on you to deliver, but a lot of it is fake, of course. I see other YouTubers, for instance, take like breaks from uploading, and then they come back and it's like nothing happened. But also what I want to come to, like, because I'm talking about my thing, but always like try to relate it to what it would apply for you. Because at sometimes, like this summer, for instance, I was putting out a video, like a long video like this one, every day, literally every day for I don't remember how long. There was an unbroken streak, and among that, hours-long live streams, also multiple ones, and I didn't have to try so much to do it. See, this is what I want to come to in this message, is that, yeah, we cannot just completely just go with the flow. Like, if I literally went with the flow right now, I'd just lie down, have zero ego, have zero drives, no one that tells me, okay, we need to take care of this now. But many times, we are not supposed to even have to feel like this, all this pressure to do something, At times, it just comes naturally. And so what I wanted to take as an example of that is like many times when I work with clients, I am the way I am with training. That's sort of a thing I master, fitness. It's like, I wish everything in life was like fitness. I would be the best at everything, just being on top of the training and nutrition. Like all I have to do is go do that workout, put my all into it, follow my macros in either direction, whether I'm bulking or cutting, and I'm doing great. I cannot do it. Okay, let's not. Software update. Some of you will have heard me complain so many times about that. It's my fault too. I should just install the fucking update when I'm not recording. Anyway, for me, a thing like we're gonna get back to that. But for some people, many people I work with, they kind of when they start with me, they kind of expect themselves to kind of be able to push like me. Probably, maybe because they've heard me speak about it. But for someone else, that might be a bigger struggle for you, someone that's really struggled with food and keeping a clean diet and being consistent with going to the gym, At times you're also going to be in a winter season, if you see what I mean. It's not going to be the time you already, because we all have many different responsibilities, You're going to have maybe a family, maybe a job, whatever else responsibilities you have, Sometimes it's not the lack of trying. You're not in a space to just push like that. So many times this kind of person, as always, someone like me, always better with dealing with other people than myself with a thing like this. Kinder, I will always like, hey, if it's someone that wants to lose weight, for instance, like, let's not push a calorie deficit, that we like push towards the goal of you gotta lose weight now, Let's just focus on what you can do. In the meantime, when you have all this on your plate, can we get a good just gym routine, that you're going to the gym, at least hitting these 2 or 3 workouts, whatever it is for the person, Can we at least just try to build some habits with diet, not think so much about the amounts or forbid certain foods, but can we try to have a base of eating 3 healthy meals per day, and just try to stay as close as that to possible. Create space to get that energy when you're ready to push again, when you're actually ready to like, okay, I don't even have to find it in me to like, I have to force doing all of this now. It's like, yes, it takes effort, but it shouldn't take forcing it. It shouldn't feel like I'm literally walking against something that just feels impossible to carry. You see what I mean? Yeah, so it just might be different things for you. And one thing I'll say, I think I talked about it in a recent video, that I think when we cannot push forward is the point. Trying to reach goal, as I'm feeling I need to accomplish this, but I think it's good to find something where you always feel like, this I master, This is something that's always heading in the right direction, that makes me feel good about myself, And in my case, it's definitely the gym process, There was some guy recently commented on a video, and he's been doing this every once in a while for over a year. It's like, why do you do this? Women don't even like it, blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's an entire point to make in and of itself, but it's like, I don't do this for anyone other than myself, really. Of course, I know that that's like a source of, I can make content that's helpful for, but I started doing the training because I wanted to. I found that I just love it. I am, I love that I am so on top of it, and all I have to do is go to the gym, like I said, hit my workout, be on point with my macros. I'm doing well. I'm moving forward. I feel good, that I have that going, even at times when I'm like, feel like I'm behind on something else, At least I have that, As I know, there's so many things that open up now as I start talking. I don't want to encourage anyone to be a gym cell, for instance, to just prioritize the gym over everything, but I don't either, I can put a lot of time and effort into it because it's related to my work, but I will prioritize social things, even for instance. Like the point is, I want you to have something, not that that's all consuming for you, that overtakes everything, but just if you have something that you can invest in that always makes you feel good, that you're moving forward, that you're getting something done. I mean, honestly, that's the point of a video like this. You shouldn't even need that. But since we're not perfect, we need something, That could be something completely different for you. I think a physical practice is great a lot of the time, but it wouldn't have to be bodybuilding for everyone. It wouldn't have to be strength training even. It could be some kind of skill, even endurance. I just find that so boring, personally, myself, But something skill-based. But even this, you can take on, you can start making art or whatever. Because it's not about necessarily making progress, It's just having a practice that you enjoy doing, And I think that's when they kind of go together. Like you're doing something to be productive and accomplish a result, but also because you just kind of want to do it, Not all this, I have to, I must, I should, No, I do it because I want to. Yeah, I really just let this video be what it ended up being. But I know that, my main thought going into it, thinking, is this, that every time you feel like you must do, I have to, I should, I try so hard to accomplish this, first of all, it's like it doesn't even work many times, you're not managing to do it. But also, when you feel like, I need to get this, then I'll be happy, then I'll be satisfied. So many times the fall is so big then when you realize that that's just not it, I'll take just an example, unrelated thing really, but I wanted out of a relationship, a past version of myself wanted that, pretty much to sleep with other girls, because I felt like that would give me some kind of fulfillment, And I got out of that relationship, and I slept with some girls, even a girl I found very attractive, and wow, she wanted to be with me, And I realized this didn't accomplish shit for me, It's like, so I guess it's always about balance. It's not to say, because not everyone can come to Buddha and just lose their ego completely and feel like, I don't need anything in this life at all, I'm content just being, right? Like we're most of us are gonna have some little ego and wants and desires left. It's like that balanced view that when you feel so much that I need to have it, or I need to do so much to get it, it's not a good place to be. So in my case, for instance, now, and I'll take the example, I've seen how hard I push myself. There's certain things I need to do work-wise, and it's just a complete waste of energy because it just does not work that way. Then when I've just been like, okay, I'll set off this time to work on these things. Whatever I get done is good enough right now, because I am clearly not in, like I said, I see periods when I don't even have to try to work hard. It just happens. I'm in that mode then. Okay, winter season, okay, whatever gets done is good. Lo and behold, I get more done when I approach it that way, when I don't put so much, like, I have to, so, put all this pressure and trying into it. I really don't know how to round off a video like this at all, But it's like, it's been something, all of this that I'm talking about here, it's been especially the last 2 years or so, I kind of realized that, yeah, a big part of life is working hard, producing, creating something, but that's just one half, there must be one half where you just don't do that, like where even if you do something, but just that you don't have to fucking give it your all at all times. But even the part that's, it's like, are you supposed to work so that you can get money to buy gas so you can drive and work again, you know? Or is there something else to this, you know? We've gone so far in the direction of just being little productive robots, part of a system, you know? I don't know how this is going to end, but it's not sustainable, you know? I mean, on a societal level, I think when you wake up to it, I think you can work on yourself and your life so that you and your tribe, you know, manage. But on a societal level, it's like, I don't know what's gonna have to happen, you know. And I guess I'll end this video around here. It's just an encouragement for me, you know, that it's like great to want to be ambitious and reach goals, and there's nothing wrong with having wants and desires, but it's like, ask yourself sometimes, like, where are you coming from? And is this really the way, you know, always, to be pushing so fucking hard? And will that thing, sometimes, that you really think that would make you happy, that would make you fulfilled, you know, will it really? Had to just be a little bit too. Okay guys, I'll just end it here. Like and comment. We'll be very interested to see whatever came up for you as you watched this video. I do holistic bodybuilding coaching, getting jacked and stacked, mentally, physically, spiritually, becoming that person that is jacked, that knows when to push but also when to rest, okay? If you're interested, you can send me a DM on Instagram or email me. It's in the description below. I'll get back to you with my different programs. Pick up my training book, everything philosophy, mindset and training related you need in order to become a self-reliant, jacked and stacked individual. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fast losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. There's a mindset. I know I was thinking about putting, you know, let go, let God in the thumbnail. But I just went with it, you know, I don't even speak about that, but that's really what you should do. Like, don't think that you have to fix and do, like, yeah. It's not that you're not supposed to put any effort into anything. Let go. Many times, when you remove all the pressure, things kind of just work out, and then you can push again. Peace.